no veas, a Sevilla. Y al último que cuando ya salió la bien de regla.
It is Friday on Raid Shadow Legends, but you knew that. Now, the Granite Doorkeep Hero's Path is live, where you can earn up to a 5-star soul for the recent Dwarf Legendary HP Spirit Affinity Fusion. Granite Doorkeep is available. I didn't fuse this champion. Most of the people I know didn't. He didn't seem particularly exciting. So, yeah. But if we're going to break this down, then you saw from the bottom that we need 2 keys, or is it 3 keys, to access the 3-star soul, then the 4th, the split soul, and then the 5. And we don't start with any keys. No, really, we don't. Like, if you don't believe me, look, see? No keys there. So you're going to have to get them from elsewhere. They say, oh, go through the path however you like, the choice is yours. The choice is not yours. Like, sure, if you want pizza points, then yay, you don't need to bother with this. And the pizza points are for the April O'Neil Titan event, which I'll talk about in a minute. I don't have much good to say about it, but hey, negativity fuels the algorithm, so yeah, there's that. So if we go through here, then the keys are not particularly cheap. You need, I think this is like 8,000 here, another 8,000 each, and I guess it's like for sacred shards, is it again? Okay, 4,500. So we need 3 keys priced at around 2 sacred shards each, so that's 6. Then, okay, 7, 11, about 14, then it's like 24 sacreds or so, give or take. I'm sure someone's better at math than me, but 24 sacred shards for a champion who is going to be outdated pretty soon is not a great deal. And regarding people not opening sacred shards, well, I've got that to talk about as well. But the other thing there is to talk about is the Ace Reporter Titan event, where you can acquire the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles collab legendary champion, April O'Neil. How good is April O'Neil? Well, first off, let's have a look at that, shall we? In-game. No, get that borrow tab closed. Like, you have to have age verification for this sort of thing. Stop! So, April O'Neil. First off, you're welcome. Next, let's go into the other interesting parts of the character then, shall we? First off, A1, Breaking Story. Attacks an enemy, has a 50% chance of placing random CC. Bulked up to 75% chance. This is fine. A2, Explosive Scoop. Attacks enemy, steals all of their buffs, steals all of their turn meter, then places a Nullify debuff and a Seal debuff on the target for 2 turns. Now, what the hell is a Nullify debuff? What the fuck? Okay, so basically a Nullify debuff means they can't do anything that isn't just taking a turn and using kill on you, which I suppose would be okay, if not for the fact that most of the time what you're worried about is your opponent taking a turn and using kill on you. And Seal debuff is... This is a problem we have with adding more and more buffs and debuffs into the game, is we're scrolling all the way through. Now, imagine trying to do this during a live arena match where opponent places a debuff you haven't heard of before, and you have 15 seconds to work out what it is. Yeah, you see the issue I'm having here. So, a Seal debuff means that they can't get anything from gear sets or masteries, except the things that they can. And Master Seal, I think, isn't in the game. And then she has a 25%, I'm guessing, 50% chance of activating this on them when they would take extra turn or an instant turn, which I suppose works on mythicals pretty handily, but again, sure, you've nullified and sealed them, but that's not gonna save you from Commodus. And A3 is increased accuracy, cut their turn meters, extra turn, on a 4-turn cooldown, which is fine. And then the passive. Okay. So basically, if they try and do things, they get their turn meters cut. So basically, don't pick against Marias, otherwise you'll die a horrible, horrible death. Now, I think the issue here is that if my opponent picks her and also then Armand's, Fabian, Odin, etc., what am I going to have more of an issue with? I feel it's going to be Armand's, Odin, Fabian over this champion. As we all knew, Nullify debuff was bugged at first. It was affecting bosses so that Ice Golem couldn't use Frigid Vengeance, which, freezes you and revives his ads. Fire Knight couldn't put his shield back up for some reason, and I'm sure there's some others. And this got fixed pretty quickly, but why? What does it matter? This was already not a champion, you could tell by skill set, where she was going to be on these speed farm teams, and she can't solo clear them either. So really, if anyone was benefiting from Fire Knight not being able to put his shield back up, it are people who like progressing players, and at that point, this champion's great for them, and they would actually go all the way through this through this entire Tyson event for her, because really people aren't going to want her because she doesn't do enough there. She's too situational. So now what happened is, now that she got bug fixed, is now useless in Fire Knight, etc. Well, not useless, but not particularly great either. Then where do you use this champion? And I feel that the answer is you kind of don't. She's a collection piece like Shredder. Although Shredder for different reasons, just because his damage multipliers are pretty bad, and there's many other champions in the game who do his job much, much better. So yeah, they kind of made it so this champion has not much of a reason for you to chase after her. Especially when many people are saving their resources for something else that we knew was on the schedule. And that schedule, I'm going to talk about it because, believe me, it's not something Plarium are happy has been leaked. But that is for another time, because I've gone over what I wanted to here, and yeah, bottom line was, you should have just kept April O'Neil bugged. Most of the April O'Neil enjoyers right now are people searching up R18 rated pictures of her on the internet somewhere, which I've been doing for quite some time. Anyway, less on me talking about that sort of thing, and more waving you off because I'm done for the time. Well, not waving, but, doing this, yeah? Okay. See ya.